Welcome back to Hannity. So last night we told you about a brand new campaign started by Melanie Morgan and Brian Maloney. Now they founded the Media Equality Project, which aims to stop left-wing attacks to silence conservative voices. They say it's time to, quote, stop the scalpings. Now today, Brian Maloney published an article entitled Coming Attractions, Media Equality Project is just warming up. The article goes on to say, quote, for the Media Equality Project, Rachel Maddow is only the beginning of our effort to expose the media's huge double standard. Coming up next, Morning Joe, Brian Stelter, Steve Colbert, Mike Smerconish, Don Lemon, Lawrence O'Donnell, Anderson Cooper, George Stephanopoulos, and much more. And back with us tonight, the founders of the Media Equality Project, Melanie Morgan and Brian Maloney. Guys, good to see you both. And
thanks,
you have this website. I've heard you got millions and millions of people now that have engaged in this effort. And this is not a boycott. This is an effort that all these efforts by the left to isolate, target, and silence conservatives, you're saying enough is enough. Explain what you're doing.
Hey, well, we call it two can play at this game, as a matter of fact, because that's exactly what's happening. Is Media Matters for America, which is a left-wing advocacy group, has been involved in this tit-for-tat game where they've been targeting your advertisers, and they've done it to other talk show hosts. And it's just time for conservatives to get up their guts and say, we're not going to take this anymore. And that's what we've done is we've organized a grassroots organization. And as you said, Sean, we have had millions of people who have tweeted and retweeted. More than 4 million people have been involved in this campaign, and hundreds of thousands who are checking out our website and our Facebook. It's gone crazy, and it's the one reason and one reason only. We are sick and tired of being the butt end of a joke by liberals. We're fighting back now.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean, as I pointed out in the last segment, I mean, look, I've always been a believer in free speech. I've always resisted boycotts. This isn't a boycott. And what you're saying is, okay, if you guys are going to use these tactics as a means of silencing conservative voices, well, it's going to be used against you. I'll be honest, I was kind of shocked when I saw the bizarre, unhinged champion of conspiracy theories, Rachel Maddow. But you also have, for example, what happened with Kathy Griffin today. And then you have, somebody like Steve Colbert. Remember, this is what Steve Colbert had said.
John Dickerson has way too much dignity to trade insults with the President of the United States to his face. But I, sir, am no John Dickerson. Mr. Trump, your presidency, I love your presidency. I call it disgrace the nation. Sir, you attract more skinheads than free Rogaine. You have more people marching against you than cancer. You talk like a sign language gorilla who got hit in the head.
All right, it's all in the name of comedy, but it wasn't funny, and they use words that nobody would use, like Bill Maher wants to be funny, and he makes incest jokes about the President of the United States and his daughter, or what Barron Trump, then a 10-year-old, now 11, has had to endure, what Melania Trump has had to endure, Brian.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Sean, it's no coincidence that that Kathy Griffin felt that she was in a place to do something like pulling a stunt like that because the environment is there. I mean, as far as she knew, it would have been fine because that's how everyone's been talking and behaving. And then now I have to explain to my 9-year-old daughter why a celebrity is holding up a head. And I'm sure all of our children have seen this at least 5 times since yesterday. What are we supposed to tell our kids?
Well, I mean, the saddest story that I read, and it was a TMZ report, Harvey Levin's site, that, in fact, Barron Trump had seen this. All right, so you put up on your site preview of coming attractions, Melanie, and you listed all of these people that I mentioned. What does that mean?
That means that we're going to give them a taste of their own medicine. These are people who have said the most outrageous, stupid, conspiracy-oriented things, and they blamed the right wing for everything from a Russian conspiracy to, I don't know. I mean, the list keeps going on and on. But some of these people are downright dangerous and weird with their comments. It's got to stop, Sean. We are real people on the right with real feelings, real families, real careers. You've seen this boycott against you. I have seen this boycott against me. Now, we have to fight back. That's all there is to it. We're going to do it, and we're happy to stand by Sean, and that's you as we go through this process.
Thank you. And I am appreciative and humbled. It's funny because the people that run that site, I've now read so much. They have said the most outrageous things. There's so much information about them, and I suspect maybe at some point you'll be reporting on it. But, Brian, I guess I ask you this last question here. So you're saying to people, if you want to keep conservative voices, because I believe that this is a threat to silence, shut down the Fox News channel, silence and shut down talk radio hosts one by one. They're going to try and pick us all off, and they've been doing this for years. The two outlets where you get alternative voices, opinions, and information. Can they be successful, or does this stop it? And you won't stop until they stop it.
Well, I think you're right, Sean. And I think what's happened is over the last 2 weeks, conservatives have realized that it's all on the line here. We may lose our voices forever, that they've become, on the left, more successful than we ever could have imagined. They've been at it for years. They have millions in Soros funding. And that if we didn't take a stand now, but I'm telling you, Sean, I feel like this week, we have truly begun to turn the tables. Conservatives are fighting back, and we're doing that at MediaEqualizer.com and Stop the Scalpings on Facebook and S-Scalpings on Twitter. And we're thrilled to have everyone's support. It has been overwhelming. Melanie and I don't even sleep anymore, but we're thrilled to do it for the cause, because I think this is the point right now. If we lose it now, we'll never get it back, Sean. We'll never get your show back. We'll never get any of the others back.
Guys, thank you. And how do people get in touch with you, Melanie? MediaEqualizer.com.
Stop the Scalpings. Yes. Stop the Scalpings on Facebook. MediaEqualizer.com.
All right. And up next tonight, right here on Hannity.
He's gained weight, according to these sources. He doesn't trust people.